Hello and welcome. This is Tecmo Super Bowl Playoffs 2011. That's right, I'm doing it again, but I'm doing the entire playoffs this time. Still using the 1991 and 1993 versions exclusively. This is the first half. This is the Saturday games played tomorrow. New York Jets versus the Indianapolis Colts. Jeff George still at the helm of the Colts in this game, and he's still doing what Jeff George does, getting sacked. They have to punt, and Jets will get the ball back. To end the first quarter, it's 0-0. Completely honest, the first half was pretty boring. Jeff George, though, he would find Brooks here, wide open, and he would take that one in for the score, so Jets get a surprising touchdown lead here at the beginning of the game. The Jets, however, would get the ball back off the kickoff, as teams traditionally do, and Ken O'Brien, he's the quarterback for the Jets. He's just as good as his Jeff George counterpart. He throws to Blair Thomas all the way up to the 15, and Blair Thomas with a Matador style run here all the way into the end zone, and I just made a cheap seats reference. So touchdown for the Jets. That'll tie the game. Jeff George here is in the shotgun, and he's got tons of wide receivers downfield. So what does he do? Well, he throws to the one that's covered. He did that a lot last year as well. I guess things never really changed. 7-7. Jets and Colts are tied at halftime as they enjoy these halftime festivities that much different than what we would have done today, which is probably just sit there and drink beer. But Jets would have the ball back. Ken O'Brien, he'd find somebody somehow. He'd find a way, and he'd find Bobber? No. Well, that's incomplete. 3rd down and 10 now. So what does he do? Well, he fakes the handoff. Play action doesn't exactly work on 3rd down and 10, but he gets the first down anyway from Altoon. He get all the way up to the 6-yard line, so the Jets, they're driving. They're in a good position, so he fakes the handoff, pitches to Blair Thomas to the end zone, touchdown, New York. So this gives the Jets a lead somehow here. Albert Bentley, he's the Colts running back. He'll get stopped here at the 16. It's 4th and 2 for the Colts, so what are they going to do? Well, they're going to give it back to Bentley, and he'll actually score a touchdown. So yeah, that'll tie the game up for the Colts. This is late 4th quarter. Now it's overtime. Ken O'Brien, first possession in overtime, cannot get to Bobber, I don't know how to say that name. So it's 3rd and 14, and they try to play action. Anyway, so he has Altoon open, but he throws to Moore. That doesn't work. So Jets have to punt. Colts would get the ball after a punt, and the Colts would get the ball at their own 30-yard line. So Jeff George, he's in the pocket, and he'll decide to scramble out despite having open receivers downfield. Still 3rd and 10 for the Colts. So he'll drop back, and he'll get sacked. So Kyle Clifton comes up with a sack there, and they curiously take a timeout before punting. I don't think there's ever really a situation where you need to do that. But the punt, and it's a really surprisingly good punt. Look at Mathis here. He's going to catch that like a pass. That's pretty nice. So he gets all the way up to the 9-yard line, which isn't that far. But a minute 58 left in the game, so they could probably make something happen. Here's O'Brien, but he gets picked off. So Colts get the ball back around their own 7, or Jets 7. So they're going to kick the field goal, and that is going to seal the game, assuming he makes it, which Bayasucci does, right off the left upright. Right up. 17-14, Indianapolis wins this one. Myself, I'm predicting Indianapolis to win this as well, so I'm agreeing with Tecmo Super Bowl for this one. The next game is the heavily publicized, not in the preseason, just by the way, heavily publicized 7-9 Seattle Seahawks versus the 11-5 New Orleans Saints. That's never happened before, where losing teams made the playoffs, but Seattle did this year, and we should be thankful that they're in the playoffs. They're the worst team to ever make the playoffs. But they would get the kickoff here to start the game out. The kickoff, it's a decent return, and it's decent compared to what would happen next, which was a nice handoff to Fenner, who would fumble the ball. That's picked up by the Saints, That's around the 30-yard line. So here's the first play of this really short drive. It's all the way up to the 1-yard line, and then next play is a touchdown for the Saints. 7-0 Saints. And to be completely honest, I told myself when I was editing it, just include the touchdowns because this is a really, really high-scoring game. The Saints are good on defense, but Dave Krieg and his Seattle Seahawks, they can throw the ball, and they will throw the ball in about 60-yard chunks at a time, which is what they did, and they throw all the way up to the 5-yard line here. That's a touchdown for the Saints in about 2 plays. John L. Williams. I've never heard of John L. Williams, but he did make the touchdown catch there from Dave Krieg. Saints would get the ball immediately back there. 35-yard line is where he got the kickoff. Fennerty would do the rest all the way to the end zone. So touchdown Saints, immediately giving you 14-7 lead. Again, I've never heard of Gil Fennerty either. But Seattle would have the ball, 3rd and 4, Saints 14. He's got Brian Blades open in the end zone, but he cannot connect there. They have to kick the field goal, so Hayward can't get anything on first down, so it's 2nd and 14 for the Saints. And he's going to hand off to Hillard, and Hillard will do what he does best, which is dodging like 17 defenders and running it in for the score. For the Saints, giving them a 21-10 lead over Seattle Seahawks, the 7-9 Super Seahawks. Also, there's a blank period here where I don't want to talk during the extra point, but Seattle would kick a field goal, and that would go right through. Not right through, it would hit the post, but it goes in 21-13. Then Saints would kick the ball through the uprights for the field goal as well. So 24-13. That's an 11-point lead for the Seattle. New Orleans Saints. And my mouth is trying to kill me. But Dave Krieg, Seattle Seahawks are kind of like a wicked child of the NFL. They get all the way up to the 45, just making really long pass plays consistently. And he's got Brian Blades wide open at the top of the screen, and he will throw to Brian Blades, where he is very good, and he will score touchdowns. And he will bring wealth to the Seattle community. And it is 24-20 right now, so we've got a ball game on our hands, folks. And yeah, New Orleans has the ball. 3rd down here. He throws right into the crowd, which isn't a very good decision because nobody in the crowd's really going to make the catch. But they have to punt on 4th and 1, so Seattle, they've got to come back here, and they can make a last-second drive to win the game. They're in perfect position. Now, can they do it? That's an entirely different story. They are at their own 16. Krieg, that's caught, so it's 4th and 1. Oh no, 4th down. What to do now? It seems they're a really long way away from the touchdown. They'll fake, and then they'll pitch, and that goes nowhere. Saints basically winning on that, but just to secure the win, I guess, they pull out a nice 31-yard run here. Alright, Craig Hayward. You know, the more touchdowns, the merrier. And there were quite a few touchdowns in this game. The end score is 31-20, and they would also get the extra point. So Seattle versus New Orleans, I'm actually picking Seattle in this one because I feel it will bring out my genius if I'm correct, and nobody's going to view this YouTube video anyway if I'm incorrect. By the way, Krieg gets intercepted in the last play of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and disagree with Tecmo here, but run score 31-20 Saints. And I will see you tomorrow with the Kansas City Chiefs versus Baltimore Ravens and Green Bay Packers versus Philadelphia Eagles games. So see you then. Bye.